All right, how many numbers are shaded in each one? This is probably the weirdest part of this front side. Okay, so how many numbers do we have shaded here on number 9? Anyone? Anyone? How many numbers? How many numbers shaded in?
2, 3, 4.
So how many numbers are shaded in?
3. No,
Just 3 of them, right? There are exactly 3 values shaded in. All right. How many values are shaded in on number 10?
You're asking us?
Sure, why not?
Okay. 3.
So it seems like there are just 3 numbers shaded in here, right? But what about the things between, right? I mean, if we zoom in on this and we look real close at what's shaded here, sure, we've got 2 is shaded in, we've got 3 is shaded in, we've got 4 is shaded in, but so is that number in there, right? So is 2.1, or 2.12, or 3.9, right? In fact, there's a whole bunch of numbers here in between 2 and 4. How many different numbers are there in between 2 and 4? A lot is actually too small of a guess. How many numbers are shaded in on this graph? An infinite number of numbers. There's an infinite number of numbers between 2 and 4. In fact, if you really want to make your head hurt, any 2 numbers that you can pick, there's an infinite number of numbers between them. No matter how close 2 numbers are together, there's always an infinite number of numbers in between them. If you think about that long enough, you might start to bleed out of your ears, so be careful. It's a big idea. Cool. So then how many numbers are shaded on number 11? Well, it's almost like 10, right? Except for there's one number that's not shaded in here, right? Just the 2. So does that mean that there are less values shaded on number 11? Well, it does. But how many values are shaded on number 11? Well, it turns out still an infinite number. So now let me really have your head hurt. There is exactly 1 less shaded in on number 11 than there is on number 10. But there's still an infinite number shaded in. What? That's weird. Think about it. How about here? Well, all of these numbers, how many numbers are there just between -3 and 4? There's an infinite number of numbers, because again, we still have all those weird little decimals. But also, see this arrow here? That arrow means there are people streaming outside my classroom. It also means that that shading keeps on going on and on forever. So here there's a really big number of infinity. That's a weird thing to say. But again, there's an infinite, not infinity, there's an infinite number of values shaded in here because this shading has a whole bunch of points. So the big thing I want you to pull away from this last thing is the difference between having a bullet shaded in versus having a region shaded in. Big differences.